of Long Island. Wardenclyffe lies in a small town called Shoreham, about 72 miles away from New York City. Tesla came here to build a tower. This tower would fulfill his dream of not only developing a communication system, but transmitting power to the people of the world.
Tesla did a number of things leading up to coming to this place. Tesla developed the whole procedure of getting the alternating current and distributing it. So he developed, this whole thing. He was part of and Westinghouse won the bid to build the power plant at Niagara Falls.
Yeah.
And distribute it from there.
He imagined a small town which the people would work for him on the tower. He imagined this to be Wardenclyffe. His dream was so it would look like this.
He had in mind a worldwide system of transmitting power. And that was the one thing that he really wanted to do. Certainly the transmission of wireless, we've seen that happen. And what he had in mind that could be possible for that, certainly you've seen it come to pass. So you've got your cell phones, you've got your radio all over the world. You've got that much.
The one thing that we don't have is Nikola Tesla's dream of wirelessly transmitting power from his tower. And in fact, the tower was never fully operational and came down before we could see what it was even capable of doing. J.P. Morgan, he was a businessman. At that time, he was funding Nikola Tesla's tower until Marconi made the radio. J.P. Morgan ceased funding for the tower because he thought what he was funding had already been done by Marconi.
After Marconi sent his message, he felt he no longer needed what Tesla was going to offer. And I think what Tesla was offering was communications when Morgan traveled back and forth to Europe. Once Marconi sent his message across, he didn't think very much of what else Tesla was trying to do, like send energy across the globe for us to use.
When J.P. Morgan ceased funding on the tower, Nikola Tesla tried to convince him that it is not only for communication, but to transmit power. J.P. Morgan still wasn't interested anymore. Nikola Tesla was then forced to scrap the tower for money, to pay off debts, and to continue his work and more. He didn't have enough money, so Wardenclyffe went into foreclosure. Then a photography company took over and was dumping waste there for 50 years. Then it shut down and became a hazardous waste site for 22 years. Only now is the place starting to be replaced, cleansed, and renewed by the Tesla Science Center at Wardenclyffe. Today, the lab is still not operational. It has boxed up windows, but the Science Center is saving the windows and planning something for the lab. If you go to Wardenclyffe today, you'll find that there's really not much there. You'll also find that there's no visitor center and no operating hours. Most likely, if you go unannounced and there's no events going on, then you might not be able to get in. And most importantly, the tower is not there anymore. One thing that is of interest is this statue. The statue was a gift from Serbia and was dedicated in the year of 2013. Tesla is very important to Serbia because that is where he was born. And in fact, the Tesla Museum is housed in Belgrade, Serbia. A monument to Tesla, but also where all of his original patents are held. And as for Wardenclyffe, there are great plans that are not yet unfolded. There is a long way to go. One of the plans is to make it a place for young scientists to pursue their dreams and to involve entrepreneurialism so that they don't have financial hardships in funding their science. But to get there, it's going to be many years and a lot of money. At the moment, the Science Center is going through constant fundraising to meet these goals.
We want to start like an entrepreneurial accelerator, because Tesla's whole purpose was to was inventive, to be inventive and to promote invention and entrepreneurial activity. Now, Tesla, he did well when he worked with Westinghouse because he had someone who understood business. Tesla wasn't a businessman. If there are other Teslas out in the world who don't understand the business, who don't need that little leg up, we want to be able to provide those kinds of resources, which is what Tesla would have needed, and help the inventors of tomorrow make something of their inventions.
To this day, Nikola Tesla's genius and legacy from Wardenclyffe live on. The scientific world and the general population continue to be inspired by Nikola Tesla's tower at Wardenclyffe and the promises of potentially new technologies in the power transmission and generation. For example, replica towers have been built all over the world, including in America and Europe. Rock musician Alan Holdsworth even named an entire album Wardenclyffe Tower. Even though Nikola Tesla is not with us anymore, his legacy still lives on and inspires others. And as Nikola Tesla said, the present is theirs. The future, for which I really worked, is mine.